So I wanted to make a video on something I realized, and I actually am quite excited for. So I'm sure many don't know this, but ice is probably my favorite element in Honkai Star Rail specifically. In most games, it's probably lightning, but in Honkai Star Rail, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about ice element that goes so hard to me, right? So I made this and I noticed this where we have yet to get an ice limited before all of these. So limited character releases since Pentagon, right? Like new characters, right? So we've had Wind for Black Swan, Lightning for Acheron, Quantum for Sparkle, Fire for Firefly, Imaginary for Aventurine, Physical, Yunli, who just released, and Ice, we've had no one since Pentagony. At least, yeah, limited right here, as I say. So we've had all these characters for every single element but Ice. And Fei Xiao is going to add on to this by also being Wind, and Ling Xia is also going to add on to Fire because, well, she's Fire, right? So we are missing an ice character right now, and I want to kind of speculate with you guys. Who do you think will come out? Now, I don't mean in terms of like design or anything like that. I mean in terms of like their class, right? Do you think they'll be Nihility? Do you think they'll be Destruction? Do you think, let's generalize it more, Sustain, DPS, Support? I don't know what they'll end up doing, because we have Ruan Mei, and she's already a broken support. Honestly, I don't think any support is gonna surpass Ruan Mei. I'd like to be pleasantly surprised, right? But I don't think there's any support that will surpass Ruan Mei in terms of like just her pure versatility for at least a long time, right? However, I do think we are missing a very strong damage dealer for Ice. I think we are. Now, I think the only two classes that we're kind of missing like a real standout damage dealer in is Imaginary and Ice. Wind is going to be getting Fei Xiao in 2.5. Lightning has Acheron. Quantum has... Oh, wait. Quantum also doesn't have a really good DPS, but Firefly is, Fire, probably the strongest DPS in the game right now, and Physical has Yunli. So Quantum, Imaginary, and Ice are kind of missing a really standout damage dealer, in my opinion. So I want to know what you guys think and what you want. Honestly, I don't really want another support. We already have so many supports in the game. Obviously, if they end up being broken, hell yeah, like welcome to the team, right? But I think I prefer a damage dealer. Now, for many, it's actually the opposite. I know there's a lot of people out there who are sick of everyone being a damage dealer because, let's be honest, damage dealers get replaced way more often than supports, right? Let's say you have two different teams. You can use supports on those two teams for almost any DPS, depending on how universal your supports are. So supports are almost always used, while damage dealers are almost always replaced. But I would like to see an ice character, a limited ice character damage dealer. Especially with how crazy the animations have been getting lately. Like, I feel like ever since Pentacony to now, they've severely, upgraded, immensely upgraded their animation quality for characters as well as design. So I'm very excited to see who comes out for Ice, because we've yet to get an Ice limited character since Pentagony, right? So let me know what you guys think. What class of character do you think they'll be? I hope they end up being broken. You know what I kind of want, right? This is just gonna be, theory crafting, right? Or technically, yeah, theory crafting. So I want a character who can freeze enemies on will, right? Like, they can just freeze enemies or slow them immensely. Like, you know, kind of Welt, like how Welt like debuffs and slows everyone constantly. I want an ice character kind of like that, because it makes sense, right? Like, it fit the class. We don't really have anyone that's like top tier who can really slow down enemies or make them frozen, right? Like, we don't have anyone like that. Well, sure, but Welt isn't top tier anymore, right? Like, let's be honest, the only people using Welt are either new players or, you know, super fans of Welt, right? But I'd love to see Ice's mechanic used more often and better, because I think Freeze could definitely make some interesting team comps, and I'd love to see it, right? So let me know what you guys think. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.